So today's video I am so excited to film because it's going to be a wear test of the new Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation and Concealer. I know I just went like on and on in the last video about not buying any new products because yada 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 and priorities and whatever, and I still hold true to that, but I did have some Ulta points that racked up and I finally got to that threshold where I wanted to redeem those points. I also just got a thing from Sephora about my rouge status or whatever. I guess they give you like a tier reward every year for being rouge. And I got 750 extra points, and that put me above the threshold to go ahead and get the $100 rouge reward. So I'm excited. I was able to grab some stuff I've really been wanting over the past couple weeks, if not longer than that. So anyway, today's video is going to be a wear test on the new Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation and Concealer. I also grabbed the new Smashbox Oil and Shine Control Primer. I've been using their super light primer over the past couple weeks, maybe like the past month, and I've really been enjoying it. So I am thrilled to be filming this. I love foundation wear tests. I love foundation reviews. I have a lot of skin imperfections, if you haven't noticed, so I am always on the hunt for the perfect foundation. So if you guys are excited to hear what my thoughts are on the new Stay Naked Foundation from Urban Decay, let's just jump right on into this video. I will tell you the back of this says that it controls oil and shine for up to 12 hours, which sounds amazing. It helps makeup go on smoother. It's oil-free, lightweight, and non-greasy. All of those are things that I look for in a primer. Let's go ahead and get it on the face. Alright, so let's take this primer and smooth it out and see what we're working with here. Oh, you know what? Definitely feels different from their original formula. And it feels different from their super light formula, which is the one I've been using. Everything definitely feels really matte. Oh my gosh, I was watching that Ted Bundy show on Netflix because I saw Kate the Great mention it in like her latest video, and of course I had to find out for myself. And it was disturbing. Like, the only thing about it is it wasn't really terrifying in the sense that they didn't really go into great detail about like Ted Bundy's acts or whatever. Like not acts, A-X-E, but like the things he did. Just the idea behind it was terrifying. You never really know somebody. You know, here he was in a committed relationship with somebody the whole time he was murdering people. Like, it makes you really think how well you know somebody. Alright, so now that Smashbox Primer has had a second to settle on my skin, things just feel really smooth. They feel really matte. They feel really smooth. I mean, I don't know how many adjectives I can use to describe that. Okay, now we're going to take the Urban Decay Stay Naked Foundation. This is the one that I picked up. This one is in the shade 20WY, which is like warm yellow undertone. You can tell it's way too yellow for my skin tone. I probably should have gotten something that was a little lighter. You just can't, when you order things online, like my recommendation is not to. I have a problem. I do it all the time. Should have gotten a lighter color. I shouldn't have bought it online, but I did. Okay, what does this one say? Oh, that's not English. It says flexible, breathable, real skin matte finish, medium buildable coverage, does not transfer, minimizes the appearance of pores, stay true color, waterproof vegan formula, does not contain animal-derived ingredients or byproducts. Okie dokie. It doesn't say whether it's best used with a brush or a sponge. So we're going to try a brush first and see how that goes, because brush would be my #1 choice anyway. So it comes in I thought this was going to be glass until I heard other YouTubers talk about it. It's actually plastic, which to me that's kind of crazy. I thought it would be glass with, you know, being as expensive as it is. I believe this foundation's like $39. Yeah, that's way too yellow. Look how yellow that is. Oh, crap. Let's smooth that out. Maybe it'll blend in really good and it won't look too bad. We can only hope. Feels really thin. Covered up a little bit. It's definitely not full coverage with one coat. Like I'm a car. It's not full coverage with one layer of foundation. I can definitely see like a blemish peeking through, a lot of discoloration. This is the side I haven't done yet. A brush applied it very nicely, so I'm going to do the same on this side. I did about a pump on both sides. It says medium. It doesn't say it's full coverage. But it does say it's buildable, so we're going to put that to the test. With one layer of foundation, it's not quite the amount of coverage that I would typically go for. Still got to do the forehead. And then I'm going to attempt to build this up a little bit because I like it to be a little bit fuller coverage than that. And the shade's really not that bad. It's probably because it's so sheer. I don't know if I built it up if it would be worse because it's pretty yellow. I mean, I think it looks okay so far. It's just not very full coverage, and it doesn't claim to be, so I can't really be mad at it for that. I am going to attempt to build this up now. I really do want it to be a little fuller. I'm just going to try to stipple this in and not drag it around too much. It's not really covered up a whole lot more, to be honest with you. This might just be that type of foundation where you can only build it up so much. Because it is just medium coverage. I'm not exactly like gagging over the way this looks on my skin. Maybe I built it up too much. I'm not really sure how I feel about this one. Maybe I'll like it a little bit more once I get powder on it. I still have to do the rest of my face. So I'm going to do the Stay Naked Correcting Concealer. This one is in the shade 10NN. I got this one a little bit lighter because I do like to kind of highlight with my concealers to kind of brighten the under eye area. So that's why this doe foot is strange. It looks like a little foot. You see a little foot? It's different. It's just weird. Okay. That definitely complements the foundation. The reason why I say that is because the concealer is not really heavy or overly full coverage, because if it was, it would look really funny since the foundation's not. Normally I like a pretty heavy concealer, but for this reason I understand why it's the way it is. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it's not really covering up a whole lot of that purple underneath my eyes, which is what I typically use the concealer for, and for that brightening effect. The brightening, yes, it's definitely brightening. It's just not covering up those problem areas for me very well. I'm going to use the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter setting powder to set my face, and we're just going to move on with the makeup look, because, I want to give this foundation and concealer a fair shot, so I'm going to treat it like I would any other foundation that I wear. This setting powder is incredible. I really didn't realize just how good this powder was. It will make any foundation look so smooth. By the way, I'm using the e.l.f. 103 brush. This is a fantastic brush for like contouring. I like it for setting my face. It's like angled. and really dense up top. It's fantastic. Fenty powder's making it look a lot better than what it did. So if you don't have the Fenty powder, you might not get the same results that I'm getting. We're going to do an entire wear test. That's what the plans were with this. But just upon initial application, I'm just not a big fan. And you know what? It could be because I added that second layer of coverage. Maybe if I hadn't done that, it wouldn't have been as bad. Okay, so I'm just going to like very quickly tell you what I'm using, and then I'm going to kind of speed through the application of these products, because this is about the foundation. We want to see how it wears. We want to see what it looks like throughout the day. So I'm going to take the Bare Minerals bronzer in Faux Tan. Okay, so now that we're all bronzy with that Faux Tan, I'm going to take the e.l.f. blush. This one is in the shade Always Rosy. This is one of their primer-infused blushes. And when you swatch this, it just feels like silk. Like, it is so soft, so smooth. I contoured the hell out of my nose, so looking a little funky. I think this is too dark for what I'm looking for. I wanted something a little bit like pinkier, a little brighter. Let's take a very tiny little smidgen of this shade that's called Hot up here. Like, I'm talking smidgen, because I know these are pigmented. And we're going to stop while I'm ahead. I'm looking pretty rosy at the moment. So the one I decided on was Hot from Morphe. I originally went in with that e.l.f. primer infused blush, and it was really pretty, but it was a little too dark for what I was looking for. Okay, so for highlighter, we're also going to be super extra. I only used this highlighter a couple times, and it is absolutely stunning. It's blinding. It's cheap. This is the Wet n Wild I'm So Lit. You get a whole bunch of it in here. It's a loose highlighter, and when I say it is blinding and stunning and all that jazz, I am not lying. It is incredible. Oh God, do you see that? Do you see that shine? It is super blinding, and I'm kind of scared now to put this on my cheeks because it's gonna make me look very shiny. Should we do it? Should we do it anyway? I feel like we should. I think we should just go for it. Life is all about taking chances. Choking. Oh my God, did you see that? Oh shit. That might have been a mistake using this brush. Okay, that's not much better. Look at that. I don't know what happened to the brows. They started to get thicker and thicker and darker and thicker, and they almost took over my whole face, so I put down the brow pencil. I did use the brow, what is it? Precisely My Brow from Benefit, 4.5 shade. Okay, so I've got everything in place. I'm going to go ahead and play with the Huda Beauty New Nude palette. Can I make it look like my face? So I've swatched a few of these shades just because I was really excited and I wanted to see what those cool little marbled shimmery shades look like. But I have not put any of these on the eyes yet. This is brand new. I did get this with my $100 reward from Sephora for being crazy enough to rack up enough points to get that. So this is what we're doing. We're trying out this palette on the eyeballs because I have not done that yet. And this is stunning in person. Like, it looked beautiful in pictures online, but in person, this is gorgeous. Right here. Okay, right now we have just a really soft, kind of subtle pink going on. I think I'm just about done with this. I didn't want to do anything too elaborate. I just wanted to test the quality of it. I think these shimmery shades are where it's at, though. They are beautiful. Oh, it's just so pretty. Look at that. This is the top glittery shade. It's called Crave. And my guess is that you're going to get more payoff, more pigmentation with a wet brush. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, yeah. That's pretty. Super pretty. Can we just pretend for a minute that my eyelashes aren't lopsided? Please. I never put false lashes on, and this is just one of the many reasons why. I have Duo lash adhesive from head to toe right now. It's all over my pants. It's all over my hands. I have an eyelash stabbing me in the eyeball right now. And, you know, I just wanted to try because I haven't tried to put lashes on in so long because every time I do, it's an epic fail. I can see them. I can feel them and I can see them hanging out on my eyelids. So, we're going to pretend that I look fabulous and that the lashes are on point. So, just get the visual going. Okay, we're good now. We're good. So don't come for me in the comments. I know they're out of whack. Anyhow, now that I have these large and in charge lashes on, you can't really see what I did with the eyeshadow. So let me just close my eyes. This probably looks horrendous. This one's sad. How do people put these on a daily basis? I don't know how they do it. There is no way in hell. Like, I would spend, I don't even know. I would waste my entire time getting ready just on lashes if I use these every day. It's crazy. I mean, I feel bougie as shit, but they're not even. Not even a little bit. So I completely forgot earlier to let you guys know what time I started putting like my foundation on and stuff because I am doing a wear test on this Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. I started to put this foundation on around 11 o'clock this morning. So I didn't actually get finished my whole face until probably close to 12. Just because I was playing around. I stopped. I ate some cheddar biscuits from Red Lobster, which are freaking fantastic. So like there was a little bit of lag time there before I finished, but the entire face just got done a little bit ago as far as like the eyes, which also took me forever. So anyway, this is the finished look. This is what I came up with. The other product that I use, where's it at? I put the Kylie Cosmetics, this is their Velvet Liquid Lipstick in the shade Charm. I put that on the lips. What else did I do? I gotta tell ya, now that everything is on and now that like my whole face is done, when I look at my foundation, like my forehead isn't wonderful. Like you can still see the lines and stuff, but it's because I have lines in my forehead. Like they don't just disappear because you put foundation on. But they don't look as emphasized as what they usually do with other foundations. Like some of the foundations I have make my forehead wrinkles look 1,000 times worse. This foundation in particular did not do that. And it could have something to do with the Fenty Beauty soft filter, whatever, their powder. It could have something to do with the powder too. I don't know. But I have used that powder over other foundations and it didn't give me that effect. So I think it's the foundation. I think the foundation just doesn't bunch together in your lines as much as some of my other ones do, and it's probably because it's so lightweight. Okay, so I'm going to be checking back in with you throughout the day to let you know how things are wearing, how they're looking. As of right now, it doesn't look bad. I'm honestly surprised because when I first got done getting everything on and getting my setting powder down, getting my blush and bronzer, highlight, and all that jazz on, like, I just didn't love the way the foundation looked. And I'm still not 100% impressed with it because it is breaking up a little bit around like my smile line area. But that's really the only place it looks bad right now. The rest of my face looks pretty decent. I can tell you that it is starting to get a little bit dewy on my forehead. We've been wearing this foundation now for almost 4 hours. So to be honest with you, this isn't too bad for 4 hours so far. I did use that Smashbox Shine and Oil Control Primer, so that might be why I'm not overly greasy right now. I don't know. I probably should have tried the primer like on half my face, but I didn't. I know. I didn't think that through. That new Nude palette from Huda Beauty, oh my gosh, beautiful. I think the shades in here are gorgeous. I didn't use a setting spray or anything like that. It was just foundation and setting powder. So I'm going to check back in with you guys, maybe in like, I don't know, we'll check back in a couple hours and we'll see what the situation's looking like. I do have other videos to film, so hopefully it doesn't wear too crappy throughout the day. But I will be checking in with you guys here in a little bit. Alright guys, so I'm doing a little check-in here. Currently it is 6:34. Oh, my phone's dirty, don't mind that. It's 6:34. So I've had this on since noon. And I gotta be honest with you, it really doesn't look awful. Like, normally by now, things are kind of sliding off my face. It's breaking up a little bit around my mouth. And like the little lines and stuff around my mouth, and you can see where it's separated a bit. It's bunched up in my lines on my forehead a little bit. But overall, it doesn't look bad. And like I said earlier, I didn't use a setting spray, so you can see that everything else is still pretty well on my face. Honestly, I'm not totally hating the way it looks. When I first put the foundation on, it looked really heavy, and I think it's because I put 2 layers. So next time, I'll just try doing the 1 layer, even though it doesn't give me the coverage I really look for. I don't think that the coverage is bad on this. It hid a lot of my discoloration, so that's a plus. And you can see how I'm really glowy right up here. You can tell the oils are trying to poke through. So I don't think this is going to last a whole lot longer on me. I think this is probably, you know, when I do decide to wear it in the future, I think I'm probably going to have to stop at the 6 or 7 hour mark, because after that it's going to get real sloppy. But I am going to check in again before I go to bed just to show you guys what it looks like after like 8, 9 hours, whatever. So stick around and I will see you guys in the next check-in. Okay, so right now it is 8:29, so 8:30 pretty much. So I've been wearing this foundation for about 8.5 hours, which is like a typical work day for most people. And let me take a look right quick and see what I think about it. So from the last check-in until now, which was only a couple hours ago, but from the last check-in until now, number one, I've lost my eyelashes, if you haven't been able to tell. I had to rip them off because they were jabbing me in the eyeball and feeling quite uncomfortable. But besides that, I just have a little bit of it breaking up around my mouth area, like where my smile line is. My forehead looks pretty greasy. But other than that, like it's bunching up around my nose just a little bit on the side. Maybe I'll scoot closer so you guys can see that. Let me scoot closer so I can really give you a scare. Like you can see here, my fingernails aren't dirty, you didn't just see that. You can see right there where it's kind of like disappeared, where that smile line is, and it breaks up right here around the mouth area. You can see kind of where it's bunching up like in the pores on my nose. You can see how greasy my forehead looks. But it has been 8.5 hours, so it's not like it's only been a few hours. It's been a full work day for me. So, all in all, honestly, I'm more pleased with the foundation than I thought I was going to be. I thought I was really going to hate it after I first got it on, because it just wasn't sitting the prettiest on my skin. But once I set it with that Fenty Beauty powder, I really liked it a whole lot more. So that might have something to do with it. The next time I wear it, I'm going to attempt to not use that powder. Maybe I won't use any, or maybe I'll use something different, and we'll see if I still have the same opinion. But as of right now, if I had to give it a rating from like A to F, I'd probably give it like a B-, just because it is still pretty well intact, like on my forehead and on the rest of my face, and I get very greasy. So I don't think it looks too terribly awful for wearing it for 8.5 hours. If you're somebody that has dry skin, I would just really prep your skin properly first. I feel like it might cling to those dry areas on your face. I did use that Smashbox Oil and Shine Control Primer, so I feel like that helped to mattify my skin a little bit longer. If I had not used that primer, then my skin might be completely oily by now. Like, it's already oily, but I feel like it would have been a whole lot worse had I not used that. So again, if you have oily skin, prep it, use a mattifying primer or something of that nature. If you have dry skin, use a moisturizer, something that's going to not make those dry patches more noticeable, because I feel like this foundation would really cling to those. Alright guys, so that's going to wrap up this video with my first impressions and review of the Urban Decay Stay Naked foundation. If you guys did like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. It does help my channel out tremendously when you guys do that, and I do appreciate it. If you haven't already, I hope that you consider subscribing to my channel. And if you do, don't forget to hit the notification bell. That way YouTube will let you know every time I upload a video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.